Every time a truck rolls back to the shop for one missing part, it costs you about $116. Not the part. The truck roll. And most shops eat that cost every single week without ever writing it down anywhere. Here's how it plays out. Your tech gets on site, opens the unit, and the part isn't on the truck. Maybe it's a capacitor. Maybe it's a specific board. Doesn't matter. It's not there. Now he's driving to the supply house, or back to the shop, digging through bins hoping someone restocked it right last week. The customer is sitting at home, watching the clock, pulling up a second quote on their phone. Your tech isn't fixing anything for the next 90 minutes. He's driving, waiting in line at the counter, driving back. And when he finally gets back on site, he still has to re-diagnose, because 20 minutes away wiped his memory of exactly where he left off. Meanwhile, the next scheduled call on his route is now running late too. One miss just knocked over 2 appointments. Your best tech starts quietly avoiding certain job types, because he knows from experience he'll get burned by the same stock out. That's a morale problem hiding inside what looks like a parts problem. Multiply all of it by every truck, every week, and you've got a full-time leak nobody on your team is actually tracking. Field service benchmarks put the average first-time fix rate at around 75%. That means 1 in every 4 calls ends without the job actually finished on the first visit. We already showed you what your tech really costs, loaded with burden and vehicle. $61 an hour. A missing part trip burns about 1.75 hours. Driving there. Waiting in line. Driving back. Reloading the van. That's $107 in dead labor, for a job that produced $0 of revenue. Add fuel and vehicle wear, and you land at $116 per trip. Every time. Run 3 trucks doing 36 calls a week combined, and at a 25% miss rate, that's 9 return trips. 9 return trips. $116 each. That's over $1,000 a week, just in dead truck rolls. $54,000 a year. Gone. Before you've paid rent, payroll, or a single marketing dollar. And that number doesn't even count the same-day call you had to turn down because your only truck was sitting at the supply house. A missed same-day call at even a modest $250 ticket is real money walking to a competitor. It doesn't count the online review either. The one that says took 2 visits to fix a simple part. None of that shows up as a line item on your P&L. It just quietly drags down close rate and referrals all year long. The part itself is usually cheap. $20, $50, maybe $100 sitting on a shelf. The truck roll to go get it is what's actually expensive. So here are 3 ways shops are closing this gap, starting this week. No software required. Solution 1. Par-level stocking by call type. Stop stocking trucks by guesswork, or by whatever a tech remembers from the last similar job. Build a standard kit for each common call type instead. A no-cool kit. A no-heat kit. An ignition failure kit. Each one with its own printed checklist. Pull the actual parts list from your last 90 days of tickets. The pattern is already sitting in your own data. Every truck restocks to that checklist after every single call. Not from memory. From a list taped inside the cabinet door. The checklist does the memorizing. Your tech just checks a box and moves on to the next call. Solution 2. A weekly stockout log. Every time a tech comes back empty-handed, somebody writes it down. What part? What call type? Which truck? A sheet on the wall works fine. It doesn't need to be fancy. Review that list every Friday afternoon. It takes about 5 minutes. Whatever part shows up 3 times in a month gets added to the permanent par level. No debate, no exceptions. Now your truck stock corrects itself instead of repeating the exact same miss every single month for a year. 6 weeks of this and your worst, most repeated stockouts practically disappear on their own. Solution 3. Load tonight for tomorrow. Every afternoon, before anyone clocks out, pull tomorrow's job list. Check the equipment age, brand, and model already sitting on file for each address. Match likely parts to that specific equipment and load them before the truck ever leaves the yard. A 15-year-old unit with a known failure history tells you almost exactly what to bring. It takes 15 minutes at the end of the day. It kills the trip before it ever has a chance to happen. Shops that already run this call it the cheapest fix they've ever made to their whole operation. 3 fixes. Same effect. Fewer trucks going back for parts they should have had. Stock by call type, not guesswork. Log every stock out every single week, and act on the pattern. Load the truck the night before it's actually needed. None of this costs $1 to start. A checklist, a notebook, and 15 minutes a day. It costs you $54,000 a year to keep ignoring it. This is Margin and Wrench. New playbook every day. Hit subscribe.